replenishment will enable energy access for over 300 million Africans, ensuring development in a climate-smart way. We urge for reforms on the current global financial architecture, including by introducing debt for climate swaps, climate-specific funds, and restructured lending terms to enable Africa respond effectively to the climatic emergencies. Meaningful reforms will enhance access to climate finance and address the ballooning interest on loans, which create unjustifiable debt burdens for developing countries. Africa held the first ever climate summit in Nairobi a year ago. The aim was to transform the climate narrative from the usual blame game to a win-win situation for mankind on the planet. The bold commitments in Nairobi have since been translated into some 4 key initiatives. First, the Accelerated Partnership for Renewables in Africa. Second, the African Green Industrialization Initiative. Then third, we have the Africa Climate Smart Agriculture Alliance that brings together governments, research institutions, and the development community to promote sustainable farming practices, provide farmers with tools to adapt and build resilience to the changing climatic conditions, and achieve sustainable food systems. Fourth, we have the locally led programs such as the Financing Locally Led Action. This is Africa's approach and model for global climate policy to help local communities implement climate solutions tailored to their unique challenges. These examples demonstrate that momentum is gathering and appetite is growing, a clear testament to what we can accomplish when we act with purpose, strategy, and solidarity. The strides we have made to date are commendable, but remain insufficient given the growing scale of challenges we face and the scope of action demanded of us. We must therefore up the game to turn all the commitments into concrete outcomes. We must mobilize the much-needed climate finance from both the public and private sources in scale and with urgency, striking a balance between mitigation and adaptation to ensure economic and social resilience as well as planetary safety. The replenishment of the African Development Bank Fund, ADF, and the IDA Development Association is therefore critical to finance resilient infrastructure, expand energy access, and drive sustainable development across the continent. A robust ADF and IDA replenishment will enable energy access for over 300 million Africans, ensuring development in a climate-smart way. We urge for reforms on the current global financial architecture, including by introducing debt for climate swaps, climate-specific funds, and restructured lending terms to enable Africa respond effectively to the climatic emergencies. Meaningful reforms will enhance access to climate finance and address the ballooning interest on loans, which create unjustifiable debt burdens for developing countries. It will also create equitable financial systems and empower the developing world towards achieving their climate and development goals. The Pact for the Future, adopted recently at the Summit of the Future, underscores the call for shared responsibility and mutual accountability. The true spirit of this pact is that challenges can be daunting but surmountable when we act in concert. I invite each and every country to join us in galvanizing a coordinated, collaborative effort to fulfill the goals of the Nairobi Declaration and beyond. Accordingly, I propose the following 3 imperatives. 1, strengthen multilateral and regional collaboration, as well as country ownership. 2, elevate adaptation as a priority. Adaptation is a matter of survival, justice, and dignity for millions of Africans. 3, champion the financial architecture reforms. We should advocate for financial reforms to grant African nations greater flexibility, autonomy, and significantly lower the cost of capital. We need to support the ACS Secretariat to play a pivotal role in driving climate action outcomes, including coordinating efforts across Africa's climate agenda and preparing for the next summit in 2025. The Secretariat requires comprehensive financial resources to build robust operational capacity and technical expertise to implement innovative climate solutions and strategic partnerships to amplify its impact. As I conclude, I call upon stakeholders and friends of Africa to invest in the ACS Secretariat to serve as a driver for Africa's journey toward sustainable, resilient growth. By fulfilling the commitments in the Nairobi Declaration and the Pact for the Future, we will collectively create a legacy of resilience, equity, and sustainable development. Let us maintain the momentum with renewed commitment, innovation, and collaboration. Together with partnerships, we can lead, inspire, and transform. Let us turn ambition into action for Africa and the world. I thank you.
Us to endorse the Nairobi Declaration that
and that is housed at the AU aims to drive imperatives. Our people, our economies need globally on the climate agenda. We have a great progress we've made since the summit and agreeing on what we're going to do together. Festus Ngeno will moderate the first session.
Views. It is now my pleasure.
Ne reculera pas. Je vous remercie de votre attention. Équitable et respectueux. Partons d'ici avec une conviction renouvelée.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. It seems our translation team.
Demain, ensemble, nous devons transformer les promesses en progrès pas suffisant. Les institutions financières doivent faire. En même temps, l'innovation sera essentielle. Fixée à l'échelle mondiale requiert des financements plus importants pour l'Afrique. Nous avons besoin de mécanismes de financement durables, prévisibles, soient réformés. Aujourd'hui, nous allons passer en revue une partie aux technologies vertes ou en soutenant des infrastructures résilientes sur notre. La justice climatique, il faut aussi que les grandes nations émettrices